So we're going to go back over all of the steps to set up your film on the door, hand cut it, prep it, and install it. So I've got my sheet of film. The first thing we want to do is make sure we're overlapping. Bottom, line up the bottoms. This is a straight door. Just line up the bottom with the top gasket just like that. Doesn't need to be overlapped or anything. And then we're going to lock our film in just a little bit because you're going to be moving it around. Remember, you got to shift it forward and back. So full cover here, and we're locked in the middle, lined up along the bottom. So what I want to do now is, remember you guys, get rid of this extra film because it's just a nuisance to have. You don't need it. So we make our first cut. I'm going to make mine in the front. We're going to put one click of blade out. That's it. And I'm going to poke my finger down in the bottom corner, put my blade in, and I'm going to come up with the cut. We'll tear away. You'll get a better view on this other side. But first we got to shift our film. I'll spray it. We're going to shift forward 1/4 of an inch. Like that. Make sure we're lined up on the bottom again. Retack. Now we're going to cut our back. So I'm going to pinch my finger in. I've got a tiny bit of blade out. I'm going to try to lay my blade down first and then tilt up into the cut so that this is pushing the film into that gap. I'm at about a 45 if you can see it in the video. And I'm going to tilt my blade up, make my puncture. Take the cut all the way to the bottom. Tear away. I never cut all the way to the top. I always come down about an inch, inch and a half. So back's cut, we got to shift back and down. So we're going to shift back. So we center the front and back, and then we're going to shift down so we've got enough to tuck on the inside. So once you're good here, you're good here. You can do a full top lock. So we can lock the whole top in, just the top. Just like that. We're going to drop the window about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Now we'll make our top cut. Just a couple clicks out. Start as close to the front as I can. Keep a steady hand. All the way to the back. Now we'll come to the peel board. Finish off the cuts. Round our corners. Same thing here. Take this to the bottom. There's our pattern. Now we're going to shrink it. Shrinking, set it up on the door. You want the most real estate on the door. Longest side on the back door. It's on the front side of the door. Longest side. So you can be close on the back, about a thumb width up on the bottom. And you want to pull all the loose film to the bottom. So I'm going to lock the back in like this. Come straight down with it. And take all this to the bottom. All right, I'll shrink it out. So I just take the gun when it's hot and start kind of waving it along the bottom, looking for fingers to pop up. And then shrink them out. Once I don't see any more, I'll pop up the back corner, the one on the longest edge. Don't raise it up past the front. You want it to stay flat on the front. So there's about 2 inches in the front and it didn't lift up. Drop it and then push this down. So all this film here is now loose, and I'm just going to tighten it up. Looking for the tension lines. All right. So we're extra shrunk. Put it on the board, make it ready for you to peel and go. So a nice comfortable height. All right, now for prepping, start with the window all the way up. Use your shank tool to just open up a gap. Flush that down. Same in the front, open up a gap. Flush all that down. Spray the glass. Roll it down. And then what I would recommend is hard card it with a scraper card. You guys would have the gator blade. If you need to use metal, use metal. Just be cautious of what glass you use metal on. So I give it a good scrape. Whole thing. Or another option is to scrub it. So you just scrub your top edge, scrub your glass, roll it up, scrub the bottom, and then squeegee just the bottom. Use your green card, the harder one, to get into only where you squeegeed. Scrape all that out, this side preferably. Then roll it down to install level. And then I like to wipe the top edge really good, wipe the top of the door, wipe the back of the door, and the front section here, so that if the tint touches it, it hopefully won't hurt it. So now we just squeegee it off. I don't worry about doing the sides on the first pass, but I do flush them. And now we'll do our final pass. And then hard card the sides, not the bottom. Now we're ready to install. Remember to clean around you. Peel the film where you're about 1.5 inches low in the front. Soak your film really well. You don't want to be too close because you don't get enough coverage. You want to really back off and really spray the film, but don't let stuff run from here down onto the film because it'll contaminate it. So when you pick up your film, get up underneath the front of it, put your hand behind it to about right here and that low. So that you can see my pinky, you got full control of the film. So when we come back to the car, I'm gonna work on putting the front of the film in first. So this hand's just holding it. This hand's touching the glass. I'm looking at the top edge and start to line the top edge so I can start leaning the back edge of the film up to the glass so that the glass can hold the film, and all I have to do is work the film into the front. Fold the bottom below the peel, fold the bottom below the peel, move it forward, then take your back top corner, put it in at sort of an angle so that the corner's in and the bottom's out, because you're going to leave a bubble like this. You're not folding it. So now center your whole pattern, get your top edge as close and as tight as you can make it. That looks good there. check the top with your finger. If you feel like you're a little close in areas, just rub the edge and then start to apply pressure. Soft pressure to get the film to start locking in, because it will slide. And then if it does move, just use little taps to micro adjust it back into place. The cooler the weather, the more it's going to slip around, so you might have to hit it with some heat, which we will do. So as I'm squeegeeing the front's dipping, so I'll just tap on it a little bit. Really critique the edge. That's looking really good. Now I want to lock it in place, so I'm going to grab this heat gun, get it hot, and I'm going to barely just pull on the film, just a little bit. And after a few seconds, it's locked in. Same thing here. It's locked in. So that's done. So now I can do a hard squeegee, because now it won't move. So we'll just drive some water out. Remember, straight forward and back. Use your blue card. Make sure to put pressure on the edge, or you're just going to go right over the film. You've got to turn it and really get pressure on the edge of the film, or you'll miss it. There we go. Roll it up. So we're going to lift all this up. Make sure this kink is pulled out in the front. Come out with it just enough, and then you're going to direct your sprayer up over the panel from the middle and sort of rainbow out. Middle, rainbow forward to flush anything on the glass down. Separate the liner from the film and don't pull it together, because it will tug on the film. So separate the liner, grab it way up here, put your hand above the middle portion and just start pulling it out and away. Notice I'm keeping these curled in. So now I'm going to flush the adhesive, and then we're going to start tucking. And before I let the film fall, I start one of my corners. We're going to use our shank. The shank's designed to be all the way down, and you're just pulling here. So you're going to pull forward just a little bit and get that to drop behind it. Start working it across. So you're pushing the film down and out. You'll see it better here. So I've got the film flat on the glass. Put my shank down in it and pull the gasket open. Drop it in, then start coming. I'm pushing the film this way. So I'm going to start working my way back this way. Here's where it needs to drop under. So because I cut it right, I can just pull forward, push this little bubble down below the seal, and I'm all the way in. I'm pulling forward, and now we're tucked. The last is to squeegee it. So here's our main squeegee area, shrink area. So we're going to push that down because that's the lowest part of the shrink area. Everything else, you're kind of going down and forward. I like to do it like this. So I'm kind of doing both motions in one swoop. Same to the back. Now that it's flat, you can go any way you want. I just take it from the middle back. Middle front. Your tint squeegee. Straight down the back, nice and firm. I'm twisting it and putting pressure here. Same on the bottom. And then same on the front. Put it in, twist it some to get some pressure against the glass, put your finger on it and push it down. There it is, finished.